Welcome back, everyone, to Beauty Bears All, where we talk all about beauty, health, business, life, and the real things no one tells you about in the beauty industry and in life. Tonight's episode is a little more personal. We're talking about GLP medications and basically how they help people with weight loss and dealing with loose skin, working out, collagen supplements. If you have PCOS like I do, how to use the right supplements or what kinds of supplements are available to you. You have a lot of different things out there. And I'm also going to share my personal journey on how I've lost 40 pounds and what's been working for me because let's be honest, a lot of people are losing weight right now, but not everyone is losing it in a healthy way. And not everyone is keeping their muscle. Not everyone is keeping their hair. And not everyone is keeping their skin tight. And that's what we need to talk about. Because in the beauty industry, we don't talk about skinny. We don't just care about skinny, rather. We care about healthy, we care about being strong, glowing, and aging well, right? So basically, what are GLP medications? GLP medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, and Mounjaro, these medications were originally made, for some of you that already know, for diabetics, pre-diabetics, and people with insulin resistance or metabolic issues, right? And what they do basically is they help control insulin, they slow down how fast your stomach empties, and they reduce your appetite and food noise. I know so many people that struggle with food noise. I used to have an issue with controlling my food noise, but when I realized that my food noise had to do with just going out and socializing and eating, or it was an emotional thing, when I realized what that was connected to, I started to make a conscious effort in avoiding the things that led me to go eat, right? So, with these GLP medications, it helps people feel full faster and they don't think about food all day and their blood sugars become more stable. Another thing is when you lose weight very fast, you don't just lose fat, you can lose muscle, collagen, and face in your fat, right? Because fat in your face, my backwardsness, and fat in your butt. And that's when people start saying, I lost weight, but I look older, I look tired, my skin's loose, my hair is falling out. That's not just from the medication alone. This is from losing weight without a plan. So, if you're going to lose weight, whether it's natural or with the help, you need a muscle plan, a skin plan, and a nutritional plan. Because I'm not knocking GLPs at all, because I hope to get started on Zepbound myself soon. Because let's face it, right? We all need a little bit of health. And with PCOS being an autoimmune condition, it causes your body to fight you when you're trying to get healthy. When you're trying to lose weight, it's going against you. So, as we continue, when you lose weight, what happens is if you lose it too fast, you're gonna get the loose skin. And not only are you gonna get the loose skin, you're also going to notice that your hair starts to fall out. And why are these things happening? Because you're not getting enough protein, perhaps. You're not building muscle by strength training or muscle or weight training, right? You're not getting enough collagen in your system. You're not hydrated, so you're dehydrated, so you look older faster. Another thing is that if you don't strength train, you're just gonna look really sickly. So these things are important. So here's how we prevent that, right? Because this is why you're still listening here. Rule number one is protein is non-negotiable. Now, people discuss that you don't necessarily need animal protein. So anybody who's vegan or plant-based, you can use a plant-based protein, right? You've got garbanzos, aka chickpeas. You have a lot of different things that you can use. You can use cheese, cottage cheese as a form of protein. You can have eggs if you're vegetarian. If you're vegan, though, there's a lot of different things you can find. They may not be the same as the animal proteins, but you can still get by. So, rule number one, get your protein in. You should be eating about 100 to 140 grams of protein per day, depending on your body, right? So, depending on what you weigh, you should be consulting with a nutritionist. If you can't afford that, you can look online and you can kind of search what you weigh and what kind of protein should you be having in a day. So protein basically builds muscle, collagen, skin, hair, helps with hormones and metabolism. So what I've noticed is people who've had the sleeve, which is the bariatric, any kind of bariatric surgery of any kind, they don't get enough protein, whether their stomach is too small and they can't eat enough of it, or they can't get enough of it in a shake and what have you. They start to lose their hair, they start to get really flabby, and they lose the weight so fast that unless they're walking, which sometimes they don't recommend that you do a lot of strenuous exercise because you're not getting in the calories. So it can make you pass out, it can make you feel weak, it can make you feel sick. So this is why is it important. This is so important to get protein in your body. Whatever protein makes sense for you. And also you got to get the right supplementation, but we'll get to that a little bit further, right? Um, so if you don't eat protein, your body will eat your muscles in essence. And that's when people get that skinny but soft look. And you don't want that, right? Rule number two, lift weights. So lifting weights are going to tighten your arms, your stomach, your thighs, your butt, your back, your jawline, and your neck. Even some of these exercises, I know they look kind of funny, but let me tell you, this was a lot bigger and a lot more flabby. And as I go through losing weight little by little, I'm doing this and strengthening and all that. But real quick for the GLP people out there, it is recommended that you take the small doses for at least 2 months, right? Sometimes they have you on it for a month and then they up it right away. And they don't recommend you do that too fast. Some of the more practical medical professionals are saying you should do for 2 months, maybe three, get your body acclimated and used to that. Then you move up. Even if you just do 2 months, instead of 1 month, you're at the beginning dose. Oh, it's not working, it's not doing anything. And then moving up so rapidly to the higher doses and the higher strength, you're going to lose the weight really fast and your body's not going to have enough time to adjust to the changes. Your skin is going to have a hard time. You're going to lose elasticity and things like that. So, something to be mindful of, right? Uh, Muscle is what holds the skin tight. So another thing, rule number three, you're taking notes, write this stuff down. You want to continue hydration, proper hydration. A lot of people say water, but water can go through us right away. I don't know if anybody has ever realized that as you're drinking water, you're using the restroom and it's just going, it's just flowing right out of your body. So you're not really retaining it so much. And if your water intake is so high that you use the restroom and it's clear, you're overhydrated, you're overdoing it. And there is such a thing as to drown yourself with too much water. Your body needs salt, your body needs certain minerals and nutrients and such. So if you do too much of the water, you can hinder your health, your progress, all that other stuff. So these are the things that are going to help with the skin. Skin is elastic, and when the body is hydrated and has the right minerals, such as you can do coconut water. Some people are like, LM, I don't really care for coconut water. Okay, so then there's watermelon. You can have watermelon, preferably non-GMO, with the black seeds in it, the original seeds, not those white little clear looking things that kind of disappear. That's a GMO. If your watermelon looks really pretty and has a really cute shape, it's probably not an authentic one. You want to get the little oblong ones and such, but whatever, you do you. Lemon water with a pinch of sea salt, okay? Um, Try to avoid some of the sea salts and some of the pink salts because some of them have been tested to have a high content of mercury and some other things that are not good for our body. So try to make sure that you do your research and you find a sea salt company that don't have any of the junky stuff in it. You can see that they're tested, that they don't have these harsh chemicals in it because you just don't know where it's being mined from, whatever. Another thing is cucumber water, right? Your skin is literally made up of water and protein, but you got to put in the right things. Another type of water that you can have is by getting a lot of fruit. Some people say, oh, fruit is bad for weight loss because fruit is high in fructose, and that's sugar, and that sugar will spike your insulin. But many other studies are done that they suggest that the opposite is true. If you have the low glycemic fruit, like watermelon, if you have any of the melons, if you have the dark fruits, the antioxidant style fruits like blueberries and raspberries, blackberries, even strawberries. I'm not a fan of strawberries unless they're frozen and they're going in my vegan protein powder. But that's up to you. You figure out what makes sense for you, right? And so for me also, I'm going to share for any of you PCOS people out there. This is what's been working for me. This is called Hormone Hero. It used to be a PCOS formula, but now they've changed the name to Hormone Hero. I used to have a code, but I don't know if my code is still working. It was Emily underscore Styles. So if you want to try to use it, you'll get 10% off when you're checking out. And I got two different forms of it. These are the tablets, like little capsules. And then this is a powder version of it. This powder version, because sometimes the other one kind of gets me a little nauseous because it's got a lot of vitamins and things in it. And from taking it for so long already, I've been taking it for about a year, which was where my initial 40 pounds to 45 pounds came off. But what happens is I thought, well, maybe I can only take half of the dose, right? I started with only two a day, and I realized this was killing it for me. I was doing really well. But now I decided to up it to the actual recommended formula, which is four a day. And because I got tired of taking capsules, I decided to get the powder form. And the powder is one scoop. One scoop a day, I guess, should have enough of everything you need. Let me look at the label. So. Yeah, so the four capsules has, all right, so what does this contain or what does it have in it for the PCOS ladies out there? This has vitamin D3, which most of us are really, really low in, and women in general, right? So this is really good for people in perimenopause, women that have thyroid issues. You just got to consult with your physician or a nutritionist or whoever you work with. Look into the ingredients, make sure that doesn't have any issues with anything else, no counter indications with anything else, right? We have magnesium, which most of us lose on a regular, especially if you stress, if you drink a lot of coffee, if you don't sleep very well, magnesium is just going right out the window. Another thing that this has that's important for us is zinc. And then myo-inositol. It has 2,000 milligrams of it. It's got omega-3 and it has D-chiro-inositol, 50 milligrams. I've also tried Black Girl gummies. Also very good. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring it to you real quick. So the Black Girl gummies are also specific for PCOS women. The Black Girl gummies are good, but they just don't have the same amount of the other things that I need, but I'll tell you what it has, and it does have DIM that this one does not have. So what I had started doing was taking one of these because it's two of the gummies a day. and then four of these. So I was taking two of these and one of these to not overdo it. I was cutting my doses in half on each. Don't do what I do. Go find out, or try this one on its own. Try that one on its own. Try GLP. Try whatever. Because my next thing is Zepbound. And I was talking to ChatGPT and I said, what happens if I mix this with the GLP-1? So my sugar can go down really low. So if you have PCOS and you're going to consider taking these supplements, you have to ask your doctor, your medical professional, or you can put it into the computer and see what kind of negative side effects if you're taking too much of something, because GLPs are made to help with insulin resistance, so you don't want to become glycemic, which is where you have low blood sugar and you could pass out, which is very dangerous. But moving on. So, the best workouts for health and tight skin. If I could recommend the perfect weekly workout plan for health, fat loss, and tight skin, it would be this. For the beauty and health workout plan, you're going to try 3 days of weight training, 2 days of walking, 1 day of Pilates, and 1 day of rest. So on your weight training days, you're going to focus on, if you can do it, excuse me, because not everyone can do these things. Like I have a spinal issue because of my physical standing, my career is physical, 20 years plus on my feet. So my spine has started to lean. I have arthritis in the spine and I may need surgery at some point in the future. But if you are capable of doing the squats, you're going to do squats, you're going to do lunges, you're going to do deadlifts, you're going to do rows, chest press, shoulder press, and you're going to work on your core. That's what you're going to work on when you do your 3 days of strength training. So I recommend you do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You switch it up, right? And then so these movements will build the body shape. And you can also, if you're waist training, you can wear a faja. So those of you that know what a faja is, I don't need to tell you anymore. But those of you that do not know what a faja is like a corset. It is a corset, right? But it has different styles. You can have a full body. You can have just to cinch in your waist. You can have to lift your butt, to do a lot of different things. So you can wear those on the days that you are walking and doing different workouts. You could wear that for work all day. So you can start sculpting your shape. Another thing that's super great, even if you cannot do a lot of the weight training, you can do 2 days of weight training and 3 days of walking if you can handle that, right? Because walking helps with cortisol, insulin, belly fat, and stress. So walking is very underrated for fat loss, but it really, really works. I know people who have dropped over 100 pounds just walking and watching what they're eating. And that's even without surgeries, even without GLPs. Walking is something like I just said here that it's underrated, underestimated. People don't realize that just walking, because if you drive, you take the car and you drive everywhere instead of walking. So we need to bring walking back. If you can, park your car in the back of the supermarket, right? Go inside, get your things, get your items. Make sure you go to the supermarket with a full tummy. Do not go on an empty stomach, because you will be getting things that you do not need, because the food noise is going to be larger than life and it's going to overcome you. So what you want to do is make sure you eat, park all the way in the back of the parking lot, and walk up in there, go down every aisle if you must. You get your steps in. You get to also get your food, make sure you have a list. And I like to put my list in my cell phone in my notes. If you have notes or a note type of setting in your phone or app, use that, because many times people are like, oh, I made a list and I left it home. I'm like, what the heck is the point of your cell phone? You can even talk to your phone and say, hey, Siri, I need such and such and such. Hey, so and so, I need you to, hey, Google, I need this. You can talk to your phone and make a list if you don't feel like typing it out. I like to type it out because I make it into a little thingy, and then I could check, 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 check as I go through my shopping list, right? Or just order from home and have it delivered. That's another way to make sure you get everything on your list, but there's no walking involved in that. And we want you to get moving, to get walking, to get shaking. Another great thing, I don't want to keep scrolling out, but another great thing to do is jump roping. They say if you jump rope anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes a day, a couple times a week, that is the best because it helps break up the lymphatic system and move all the blood vessels and old cells and all that. And it helps stir everything and kind of like it's almost like those vibrating plates that people are all raving about. The vibrating plates, I hear really good things about it, but if you can't afford it or you don't want to get another product in your house, a simple jump rope. Get some kind of wire. If you don't have a jump rope, get an old school, like, I don't know, like an extension cord that you know you shouldn't be plugging in anymore because that could cause a fire. All right, use that wire and jump rope in the backyard, in the park, or wherever. Just don't hurt yourself because those could be super thick and painful. But jump rope, imagine that jump roping. So Pilates and yoga. So if you're a Christian, you probably heard that yoga is the devil and it's evil and all that other stuff. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You make your own decisions, but stretching is very good for you. Whether you want to call it yoga, whether you want to call it Pilates, whatever you want to call it, that's fine with me. But stretch. You want to make sure that you're stretching so that your circulation is going up. So many people don't realize that just stretching can heal you because you're stretching parts and muscles and things. And then when you go to the gym the next day, you don't feel so bad. If you stretch before you go walking, if you stretch after, if you do all these kinds of things, you sit on the floor, you fold and you lean to one ankle, you go to the other ankle, and you try to get all these stretches in. It's good for your back, it's good for your up, it's good for everything. So these are I love to stretch. So, if you're going to incorporate Pilates or yoga, this is going to help tighten your core, your waist posture, the pelvic floor. Anybody with pelvic floor issues, it's going to help with flexibility and your stress hormones because you're going to woosah. So, this combination is how you lose weight and look better, not just smaller. Another thing that I mentioned before, and I'm going to really dive in now, is collagen. Now, there are myths and there's things that people are saying you cannot take collagen and slap it on your skin. You cannot eat something that has collagen because our body doesn't process it the right way. So now there are peptides. A lot of people are pushing the peptides. So you just need to do your own homework and see what makes sense for you, right? So as we lose weight and get older, collagen decreases. So for this segment, we're going to discuss it real quick. We see wrinkles when we lose collagen, but also because of lack of hydration. So it's a combination of things. It's a lack of working out and de-stressing. The stress is being seen on your face as well, right? So again, it causes wrinkles, loose skin, joint pain, thinning hair, and weak nails. The lack of collagen and the lack of minerals and certain things that our body needs, right? The building peptide bonds and things that we really need. So if you're into the peptides, do your research, try them out, right? Don't knock it. I was even taking something else. I think it's called NADS. So NADS give me kind of an allergic reaction. So just use caution and your own discernment. Check into things, look to make sure you're not getting a knockoff because all these different sites are selling you something that might not be what it really is. So, supplements that actually help are collagen peptides. It's going to help with skin elasticity. It's going to help with your hair, nails, and your joints. Vitamin C. People forget about vitamin C, right? Good old vitamin C. You cannot make collagen without vitamin C. So it is so important. It's pertinent that you take your vitamin C so it can help your body make collagen. Another thing is the omega 3. So some people have been saying omega 3s, I don't know, omega 6 is better and all that. So again, like I said, use your own judgment, do your research, see what works for your body. But omega 3 helps the skin, it helps inflammation, and it helps our hormones, right? Electrolytes, which we discussed before. Look at this. I need more water. I need more agua, H2O or H3O, which is from fruit. Fruit can hydrate the hell out your skin. So coconut water is one of my favorite go-tos. And again, I'm gonna repeat this stuff. Watermelon. Watermelon is so yummy. You could eat watermelon. You can even put it in a food juicer or processor or whatever, and you can get just straight up juice, which is amazing. And another thing is if you do have PCOS, you want to have the combination of inositol. Now, why does inositol work? It helps with insulin resistance. And if you don't have PCOS, you still want to take the inositol. It's in this supplement right here, and it is also in the Black Girl gummies. So, what else do we have here? Magnesium. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, I had bought this product some years ago because I was getting anxiety type attacks. I know that it was from something, a supplement, not a supplement, I lie. It was from a steroid that I took because I had a severe allergic reaction to poison ivy. So taking this product, the poison ivy spread all over and it was a steroid, and I don't want to give it a bad rep, but prednisone sucks. And I know they use it for almost everything. It is life-saving, it is life-changing, but it also changes you forever. So my adrenals were badly attacked because of this steroid. So this is not medical advice, right? But these are commonly used and researched supplements that support the body during weight loss. I have to make sure that I let people know that too. Disclaimer. But magnesium helps with sleep, stress, hormones, and cravings. And I started to squirrel, but when I was going through all the adrenal issues, I bought a product from a company called Calm, exactly how it's spelled, Calm, CALM. And it's a powder. You would warm some water up. At least that's how I did it. I warmed up some water, 4 to 8 ounces. I think it's 8 ounces. You pour the scoop of magnesium. You could do up to two of these a day. I was doing one in the morning and one in the evening. And let me tell you, this relaxed me like just, I don't know if anybody's ever taken Benadryl for any allergic reactions or anything, and Benadryl gets you like this. Benadryl gets you very relaxed, very sleepy. And so it gives you that kind of effect when you get the right amount of magnesium. You're not overwhelmed, you're not high strung, you're not high stressed, and you get to sleep. The problem is for men, women, and everybody in between, when we are stressed out, when we're not eating the right foods, we are depleted, and our gut microbiome is not the same. So we need to rebuild that as well. But in the process, we need the magnesium. The magnesium is going to help turn on the serotonin, the melatonin, and all the good hormones that we need combined together to relax us and to help us build up our body, right? So that's that. So, you know, struggling with PCOS and insulin resistance for me has never been easy, but working with this product, and again, I'm not getting paid. I'm just sharing this product because it helped me. I know other people it did not help, unfortunately. So there may be something else. Maybe a GLP would work for other people, but I'm just sharing that this helped me. But I had to learn that my body was not like everybody else's. And I had to stop punishing myself and start understanding my body, because once you understand what your body's doing, you don't work against it, you work with it and you adjust accordingly. So, what worked for me was the inositol. I started eating more protein, even though I was vegan at one point. I was having a lot of plant-based vegan protein. I cut out a lot of my sugars and I was having my low glycemic style fruit, like the ones I mentioned before, my raspberries, blackberries, all those things. And sometimes I'll have pineapple and mango, but in moderation. I don't overdo it. It's not every week, it's not every day. I have done low carb. So what I do a lot, let me see if I can get it from here. I'm really close to my fridge. I'm glad you guys can't see my background. We're in my dining area right next to the kitchen. But I recently got these. Here we go. I don't know if these are good for us because I don't know what the hell it's made of, and I'm so worried about everything that we're consuming. These are GLP um friendly. It's called Mission Protein Plant Powered. So basically, it's keto verified. It has zero sugars. It has 2 grams of net carbs. It's got high fiber and 7 grams of protein. I had two small little wraps with mushroom and grilled chicken before for dinner. So in total, I had some Swiss cheese on it. So let me see. I probably had about 350 calories, but most of it was all lean and healthy. I even pre-chop. Let me show you guys. I know it's kind of crazy. I'm on a podcast in my home giving you guys the inside scoop, but I pre-cut cucumber, and cucumber has so much water in it. And you can make salads with just cucumber. I follow this woman that lost over 100 pounds making these really amazing cucumber salads in containers just like that. And basically what she does is she either slices them, chops them up, makes them into little circles but thin. You can come up with whatever works for you. Texture wise, you can get rid of the skin if you don't like the skin of a cucumber because it's not for everybody. And you can make a bunch of different salads like that. But another thing that I noticed was that I needed to have healthy fats, right? I wanted to show you my low carbs and how I have my carbs in a different method. I also do Ezekiel bread, and whenever possible, I do the Ezekiel type English muffins. But again, I don't have bread on a regular. It's like a treat. It's once a week, maybe twice a week, because I also noticed that when you go low carbs for too many days in a row, you also can plateau, and you can also see that the scale does not change anymore. So do not get discouraged. You probably just need to do some carbs for one day and then the very next day, because you got to shock your body. So you have to say, okay, for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, I'm eating healthy, da 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 da. Da. And now I see that the scale isn't moving because you've been doing this for weeks and weeks. And it's like, okay, what do I do? Go get yourself some carbs. Have yourself a sandwich, have yourself a slice of pizza. Like, don't go overboard, right? And if it's a temptation for you, I'd rather you don't go too extreme, right? Because you don't want to go backwards. So you want to have things that are going to help you continue on your journey. So you'll have the bread. Let's say you have Indian food. Maybe you'll have some rice and maybe a piece of naan, and you'll have some chicken tikka masala. Like that would be okay on that day that you're doing your carbs. So don't discourage yourself. Don't deprive yourself of things. Try to find the healthier version, which is what has helped me. The healthier version of that food, the organic version, if you will, the non-GMO or the homemade, right? I'll make things at home and I enjoy things. So another thing that had helped me or has helped me is walking. Like I said to you, I park further away when I go shopping, when I go run errands, when I do anything at work. I'm walking all day long. I'm standing, I'm teaching, I'm here and there. When I come and work with clients, I'm doing the same thing, moving, moving, moving. And then when I can, I'm at the gym on the treadmill. I'm walking at least 45 minutes, you know? Then I'm getting the massage from the machine. There's a machine that massages me. It helps me restore. I'll come home, I'll shower, I'm stretching, I'm woo-sign, I'm having time to meditate. Sometimes I don't get the time to meditate, but you got to try to get into the routine of giving you at least give yourself 5, 10 minutes to woosah, even if it's right before bed and in the morning, right before you touch the floor. Give thanks for another day, gratitude, all that good stuff, woosah, and then get out of bed. The same thing before bed. Thank you for another day, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, and you start your day or you start your rest cycle. Thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And you relax because that helps your body know, okay, it's time for rest. I'm happy, I'm at peace, I'm well. You stretch before that and whatever, whatever. You could do deep breathing as well. So, what else? So I lost 45 pounds initially. I got down so I started at about 280, believe it or not. 280, 5'8" at the time, about size 20. And I've gotten down now to about 240. Now I'm a size 14. But I got down to my lowest was about 237, 235-ish on and off. But again, because of my hormone issues, my insulin resistance, I plateaued. My goal is to get about 180, 190. But because I'm tall, and my body, my frame is a little bit thicker and more solid, I cannot be 150 pounds. I will look sickly. So you also have to keep that in mind that not everybody's bone structure is the same. Not everybody can be a size 5, a size 4, or 0. Like, I don't even want to be a 0. No offense to anybody that is a 0. But that's just me. I like having meat. I just want to be healthy. My knees hurt, my back hurts, my body is aching, my feet are exhausted. So if I can lose a little more weight, I can be healthier. I reversed my pre-diabetes. My A1C was closer to 6. Now it's at 5.4. And my high blood pressure was up there. I stopped taking all blood pressure medications. I don't need that anymore. I was getting panic attacks all the time because my adrenals were out of whack. I help repair that as well. So I'm no longer dealing with that. So if anybody is having panic attacks or any issues, I urge you to look into magnesium, meditation, listening to soft, peaceful music, ocean, waves in the background. Go to the beach if you can. Go sit at the park, watch the birds, sky watch, look at the stars at night, whatever, but find your safe place, find your rest, your peace. If you believe in God, talk to God, just woosah. Um, and the biggest thing that I learned was that weight loss is not about calories, it's about hormones, insulin, stress, sleep, and muscle. The lack of sleep is another thing that is an issue. Spikes up our cortisol where we're not sleeping enough, when we're not sleeping enough. But once I understood that, everything started to change for me. And I'm still on my journey. I'm still learning. I'm still improving. And that's why I shared this today. Because I know there's a lot of women and men and everybody else, especially in our 30s and 40s, that feel like their body is fighting them. But sometimes we just need a different strategy. If you take anything at all from tonight's episode, let it be this. Don't focus on losing weight. Focus on building your body. Build muscle, collagen, skin, hair, hormone balance, strengthen your body, and your goal should be longevity. Because beauty is not just what we see in the mirror. Beauty is energy. Beauty is health. Beauty is confidence. And beauty is strength. And we're not just trying to be skinny. We're trying to be strong, healthy. We want to glow and live long. Thank you so much for being here with me, everybody, on this episode of Beauty Bears All. And I hope that I've helped at least one person to get excited about getting healthy again and loving yourself. And I wish you all the best. Until next time.